San Francisco's new euphemism. Justice-involved people, not criminals. This is an excerpt from Fox News article by Cal Thomas. San Francisco, a city described in song for its natural beauty, is descending into an abyss of homelessness, the use of sidewalks as toilets, and a place you might not want to visit, much less live. The latest, but surely not the last demonstration of insanity is San Francisco's Board of Supervisors' adoption of a new person-first language guidelines meant to change the public's perception of criminals. The words convicted felon, offender, convict, addict, and juvenile delinquent are out. These individuals will henceforth be referred to as a justice-involved person. Someone previously called a criminal will now be referred to as a returning resident or a formerly incarcerated person. Supervisor Matt Haney told the San Francisco Chronicle, "The intent is to keep people from being forever labeled for the worst things that they have done. We want them ultimately to become contributing citizens, and referring to them as felons is like a scarlet letter that they can never get away from." A noble objective, to be sure, but language has, or used to have, a purpose beyond interpersonal communication. Like so much else today, language has now been appropriated to advance political agendas. The encroachment of euphemisms on common sense is everywhere. Illegal immigrants have become undocumented workers. Babies in the womb lose their humanity when they're labeled fetuses. Euphemisms are most used to hide a more accurate description of behavior or status in order to avoid conflict or not injure someone who might be offended or hurt. It fails to communicate anything meaningful while claiming to do so. George Orwell called it newspeak or doublespeak. Too often, euphemisms are used to make bad behavior appear good, or at least tolerated, and to allow one to avoid responsibility and accountability. They are interpreted according to one's own personal wishes. As Humpty Dumpty told Alice in the Lewis Carroll classic, "When I use a word, I mean it just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less." Instead of applying euphemisms, San Francisco should be seen to the homeless, previously housed individuals, and the filthy streets that now require maps so people can avoid stepping in human waste. Tony Bennett may have left his heart in San Francisco, but the city seems to have lost its mind there too. I have to agree. I guess they think if they clean up their language, it'll clean up the city. Not. Shakespeare wrote in Romeo and Juliet, "A rose by any other name would smell as sweet." Well, using that principle, you could say a stinkweed by any other name still stinks. All this stuff they're doing in California is what we call here in the South ignorance gone to seed. I hope them fellas in California find their minds soon, because their nonsense is driving the rest of the country crazy.